InvestorIdeas.com podcast.
Good afternoon and welcome to another InvestorIdeas.com podcast following cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insights from thought leaders and experts. From Las Vegas at this year's biggest MJ BizCon show to date, from the first ever Podcasters Row, today's podcast features an interview with CEO Rob Giedel of MYM Nutraceuticals, trading on the CSE under the symbol MYM, or the OTC under the symbol MYMMF.
All right, here talking with Rob Giedel, CEO of MYM Nutraceuticals. Rob, it's great being able to talk to you.
Great, thanks for having me.
Obviously, you're at this MJ Biz conference. You guys have been before. Can you tell me a little bit about how this year differs from the other years you've been here?
This is a fantastic conference. I've been here since the inception of when this was launched, and it just seems to grow more and more and more each year. This year specifically, it's a lot more business oriented, and I feel that that's because there's more history in the industry under our belts, and we have an opportunity to less about projections and more about hard data and hard facts that can be discussed to help grow our businesses.
So you guys are obviously a pretty diversified company. You're in Colombia, you're in Australia, you're in Canada. Could you talk a little bit about being in all of those markets and maybe some of the differences or benefits to being in each of them?
Sure. So, MYM is a bit of a different company in a sense that we put together a business plan that is primarily based around medical. The reason that we've done that is because the diversity of going into different countries with different rules and regulations seems to be the primary focus as opposed to recreational. So we built that business plan for the international market to grow through the category of medical. Being in Australia, it's an emerging market for sure. We're there because of the great opportunities to actually produce product and do business there as a logistical point for that part of the world. We're also in Colombia, and that one is put together along the same lines as medical, and we've done that one for a variety of different reasons, including cost of operating and the logistics to jump off into different parts of the world. Canada, obviously, that's where we are first, and that's where we're expanding the most at this point. It's a great market, and the shortage that we're seeing right now in the industry is going to keep our doors open for future consideration and growth for many years to come.
And obviously, because you're in each of those markets, are you guys looking at expanding further into the international market, looking into maybe Europe or even into the U.S., or is that something you're steering clear of for now?
Yeah, no, we're open on all of those aspects, and for the simple reason that we can diversify our portfolio to give it strength and stability, in addition to what we currently have through the different revenue streams that we currently carry. We hope to take our business model, which is a kind of a seed to sale, final sale model, through our master breeder program, which we produce our own seed and live tissue culture that can be sold to other LPs on its own revenue stream. Obviously, another reason that we do that is for the strength of maintaining our own production schedule and the quality of the product that we're producing. Then throughout all of our grows to maintain that as well throughout all of our international locations. We also have the capability for extraction of that quality product for a variety of different reasons, including export to different medical markets that find oil acceptable. Then we have a manufacturing facility which can produce final consumables such as tinctures, transdermal patches, time-release pills, things of that nature. Also, we've dug into and have current availability to be in the pet market through a branded product that we have for dogs and cats, and we're currently breaking into the equestrian market as well. That whole business model, we're taking that same concept, primarily based on medical again, into all of those international markets as well.
Obviously, because you guys are based in the medical area, how much support, or have you found that the support's changed because you've been in this industry for a little while with the actual medical community regarding clinical trials and actual raw data? I know that that's something a lot of people are craving in the cannabis sector, is to get the actual information on the efficacy of these products, and especially for the medical treatments.
Yes, we actually have a chief science officer who is based out of Quebec, Canada, and he has put together a syndicate of doctors throughout the world in some of these different international countries that we're currently in. And we were actually the very first cannabis company to sign with a university research and development lab in Sherbrooke, Quebec, for the understanding of not only the plant but the medical possibilities of this research. So it's based around the whole business plan working together and supporting it through a variety of different avenues, including research.
Is there a shortage of supply of medical experts specifically for the cannabis space, or is it something that is growing and growing, and now there's almost where are you finding that areas?
So on the research side of things, we do feel that there is a lot of opportunity for a number of different sectors to join in and see where the diversity can be. There hasn't been much history as far as the research on this, and I think that's where the gap is. But as we move forward from year to year, there's more interest and more openness and more willingness from large institutions, right down to the interest from the individuals to get into the market for research purposes.
And sort of final thoughts. What was the main takeaway you see for your company received from this conference, or what were you guys looking to accomplish from where you were?
Networking first and foremost, looking at different possibilities to grow and develop our business in different avenues in different countries, and what makes most sense strategically moving forward from everything from production to export to international opportunities.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for talking, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Appreciate your time. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all for today's podcast. Podcast is now a certified word trademark on the blockchain through Cognate Incorporated CM certification. InvestorIdeas.com podcasts are also available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and TuneIn. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor of this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded that all investments involve risk and possible loss of investment. Investor Ideas does not condone the use of cannabis except where permissible by law. Our site does not possess, distribute, or sell cannabis products.